For 2026, major changes have been made to F1 vehicle regulations in the name of experimenting with recycled fuels. First, the fuels used are limited to non-food derived alcohol, organic compounds extracted from urban waste, and fuels synthesized by absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. This means that fossil fuels such as gasoline cannot be used. At the same time, the rules for aero parts will also be changed to increase overtaking opportunities. Previous F1 cars had a lot of downforce to go faster, but the turbulence behind them also increased the risk of overtaking when cornering. The aim is to reduce the loss of downforce caused by turbulence and to reduce the reliance on hard suspension settings. Until last season, variable wings were only available on the rear, but now they can also be used on the front. The aero parts changes will mainly weaken the front wing and diffuser, but the rear wing will be slightly strengthened. The underpanel under the side pontoons has been flattened, and the only source of downforce from the ground effect generated on the underside of the vehicle is the diffuser. This is because the height of the underpanel changes depending on the road surface, making the amount of downforce unstable, resulting in the nose shaking up and down. The conditions for changing the wing tilt angle have been relaxed, making it possible to tilt the wings at any time on a straight section where the throttle is fully open for more than 3 seconds. This is called active aero and is a deregulated version of the previous DRS. However, this change will make overtaking on straight sections more difficult, so further changes will be made to the powerplant rules. The engine remains the same, a 1.6-liter V6 DOHC 24 valve, but its maximum output is limited to 400 kilowatts, while the motor's maximum output has been increased from the previous 120 kilowatts to 350 kilowatts. The MGUH, which generates electricity using exhaust gas pressure, has a complex mechanism and high manufacturing costs, and was not adopted in commercial vehicles. So it will be discontinued from this season. Additionally, the MGUH connects the motor to the turbine shaft, which also serves to reduce turbo lag, which will likely reduce the engine's throttle response. On the other hand, the override button is only allowed if you are within 1 second of the car in front, in order to create a power management strategy and avoid the aforementioned DRS train. Normally, the motor's assist rate is capped at 50% at speeds below 290 km per hour, and converges to 0% at faster speeds of 355 km per hour. However, if the conditions for using the override button are met, full power driving is possible up to 340 km per hour. Due to the specifications of this game, pressing the override button will cause the motor to run at full speed regardless of the driving conditions. So data has been created so that the same effect can be achieved by switching the ERS mode. To keep up with the ever-increasing inflation of tire performance, tire widths and treads are shrinking, and diameters are also becoming slightly smaller. When I first started creating the mod, information such as the width of the rear tires varied depending on the site, so please note that the specifications may differ from those of an actual F1 car.